Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming at you another video. Alright, so I bought myself some deodorant. What a blessing it is to walk down the street and just be able to purchase something and go back to a place of peace and close the door behind me and feel safe. Because that is not what others may be feeling at this time. I feel for you if you're going through that in any way. Who's in my mind right now, of course, is what's going on in Gaza, as we've been talking about on this channel quite a bit. And, you know, of course, the USA sent our tax money over to Israel to continue their war path and terrorism of the children and toddlers of Gaza. And of course they killed like 1,000 of them over the last 24 hours or more, telling them to run to a place of safety and then bombing that place when they get there, surrounding people with tanks just to put terror in their hearts before they kill them. It ain't enough to wipe them out, they got to terrorize them too, you know, that kind of bull crap. And then of course we get censored for dare speaking against the people of God. It's like, man, I don't see how this works out for any of them, as I've told y'all a million times. Just because y'all acting like this ain't happening, just because you got a lot of people who are in your back pocket trying to help you keep the environment for which this can be forgotten about, or not spoken about rather, going on, does not mean that people aren't having these conversations. These conversations are being had. We're seeing this in our phone in real time. We're not confused. We're having conversations with one another. And that's what you need us not to do in order for you to continue to keep this dystopian nightmare going. You need people to not be able to communicate with one another, and that part ain't happening. So what you do have is us watching you acting like this isn't happening as you do it, just like any other guilty person would act in any other situation such as this. Vice president, president, all these people need to understand that it's not working, and that your ally is crazy and engaging in some psychopathic narcissism that nobody's confused by at all. Ceasefire is the only thing anybody wants that has any damn sense. That is it. They're killing children. It's not deeper than that. Over 9,000 kids have been killed in that place. And I guess I'm not supposed to care because it ain't happening here. Sorry. It's not how my mother raised me in this place. You didn't put enough propaganda in my head. You didn't cloud my mind with the nonsense that's supposed to be clouding me, to put me in a position to not care. It didn't work. We're still here with our humanity intact and our ability to see clearly in regards to this craziness that you're engaging in. America, you are not exempt from this. It is not only Israel doing this to those children, it is you. It is every tax dollar that you've put into this government is being more or less divvied out for various different things that they want to divvy it out to. And one of the things is the destruction of Gaza, and where you'll find more children than grown-ups. Children who do not deserve to suffer nor die for any reason at all. These are humanitarian crimes, war crimes, and flat-out terrorism. And the fact of the matter is that there are so many people out here who want to do something about it but don't know where to start without doing something that risks their own lives, and God forbid us risk our own lives for any damn thing. We will sit here and watch everyone suffer and cry about how much we care, but dare us cross the threshold of the lines for which laws are in place for us to follow and adhere to. We are stuck behind those lines based on training. No different than any other dog that's been trained. He ain't gonna bark at his owner because he fears the consequences of what happens when he does. Problem is, the owner ain't feeding you. The owner ain't doing nothing but torturing you every night. So if you don't bite his ass, that's what your fate will be. It just gets to a point where we gotta understand that. We gotta know that. And these laws are in place not just to keep us from doing things to each other, but to keep us from doing things to those who want to do wrong, who are above it. They're above the law. They get to do all kinds of different evil stuff all over the world, and ain't nobody supposed to hold them accountable because of the laws. It's the laws. But those laws are not in place to do anything but keep them in a position to be above them, man. That's where we're at with that. So as a result, we get to sit here horrified and watch this stuff happen in our phones, or just flat out just say, hey, we don't care, we can't do nothing about it, so why even try? And that's what we get the right to do. And I'm telling y'all, man, that ain't right. So while we sitting here waiting for somebody to come around and saying, you know what, we're going to change these laws, all the damage is going to be done by the time they do that, and that's the purpose of it. You stuck behind these laws. You stuck behind what it is that they told you is right and wrong. And I'm telling you, they ain't holding themselves to that same accountability. We were taught to believe that civil uprising is wrong and all these different things. But what happens when the government is doing wrong? What happens then? Oh, you ask the Black Panthers, they'll tell you. That's what happens then. You ask John Brown, they'll let you know what happens then. But they were still effective in making change. And that's what somebody in 2023 needs to do. Be effective. These people are annihilating children in your name with your money. And they telling you that you dare not break the law. You dare not speak against it. You dare not this and that. And I'm telling you right now, who is telling them what to do? Because obviously they're the ones breaking their own damn laws, and they're doing the worst things that we have ever seen in our lifetime. Not the worst things we've ever heard of, though, unfortunately. We've heard of worse. Hell, worse is happening in Congo where we're not seeing it. By the same people, mind you. Same people. For those who were saying, why don't you care about the Congo? It's the same fight. Same enemy. Same money funding it. Same people doing it. Same you benefiting from it. American friend. Same you benefiting from it. And that's why we need to do something about it to the best of our ability. Not waiting for the laws to come around and say, well, that's too late then. You know, already let them kill all them people up by the time you come around to changing the laws. Just being honest, man. BDF 44, thank y'all for watching. I'm out.